Good evening, everyone. Greetings to you coming my way from the beautiful and comfortable placement of Kavanangasau here in the Singatoka region or in the Singatoka hinterland, the province of Nandonganavosa in Fiji. I'm pleased to share with you this evening my presentation titled Restoring the Historical Remnants of Girmitya through leisure reading. And from there, the presentation is something that is close to heart. It is not that we have to take it in the judgment or the opinion that it is because of a name of a presenter, or it is because of something that is to do with tagging of a name. However, it is to do with something that we hold dear. The endearment that we are a part of the history, and we have been guided by that history, and also that we are still reliving or restoring the history that has been enclosed to be a part and parcel of what we call our homeland, Fiji. And for that, I am pleased to just give a browse of the abstract that I had submitted, and a point for me to get across in this discussion is that Girmitya, blackbirding, and all other labor trade consortium, as the political, social, or anything for that matter, that is of a descendancy from any of the notions that I have mentioned, is a beauty of presentation, is a beauty of discussion, or is a beauty of discourse that I am now a part of. And the current generation is blessed to be a part of it all. And I, for one, when I am planning for this presentation, I feel that the resurrection of this notion and the restoration is the current need. Of course, Girmit may derive the agreement which stipulated the terms and conditions of service, while blackbird may seem to mean the opposite of Girmit, for it was known according to historical records as forceful. I'm having a pause when I'm saying the word forceful, since those who have been acclimatized in the past, and the relics of that is still part of memory, and is the undisclosed pain that is presently felt by the descendants. It may mean the opposite of the agreement. However, it is not always to look in the direction of the pain and say that it has to be forgotten. The restoration of that being a current need is that we need to remember that we are living the present, and our future generation need to have something to rely on. So, of course, what we present on and what we come together to discuss, to have dialogue, or to have a common need of conversation for is for the benefit of our future. And the bottom line that I have put is that Chinese traders' presence in Fiji, whether it be in the past, in the present, or in future, the three that I have highlighted, they are not distant groups. They are not to be fragmented. They are conjoined in the effort of this discourse so that there is a bold connection that we need to put a bridge to from the past to the present and into the future, so that we can put across to the younger generation that the building of our nation, Fiji, is beautifully carried out not only by the natives, not only by the Europeans, not only by other participants who may have had a part or who had had a part or who will have a part in participating for the making of the country. It is also to include Girmitya, blackbird, or any other trader, including Chinese, to show that there is a whole, a complete set of building being carried out to give out the notion of change and the element of having a complete piece so that the fragments are brought in together. And that is what I wish to bring as part of this title, being the current need for restoring the past. The remnants of Girmitya from the sugarcane plantation, the sugarcane plantation, to paving the pathway, the roadway, earmarked for development. It's not only that, it has to do with connecting something that we are building upon. And this is what I am emphasizing on when it comes to leisure reading. It is earmarking something that we build upon. It's not to look at the pain of the remnants. It is to look at the passion. It is to look at the pleasure of reading the past, connecting it to the future by having a present or a gift in the present that we can abridge in order to have the soul being purified by the passion. And it's not only to have that remnant of Girmitya, it is also for me to share something that I hold dear as remnants of blackbirding. Here I have, in this slide, 3 generations of my family. And this is my in-laws family. And I'm now holding myself responsible to partake in this discourse, to share the message so that my children and the children that I hold dear as part of the participants in my research, or as part of the audience that I am happy to have conversation with, to give me knowledge of their background. It is always the case that I have to carry on with the message that leisure reading is not about only reading a book. It is about reading and interpreting people's livelihood, people's communication, and also the way in which we live our present lives and that of our future. So here I have a group of women who are of Solomon Islander descent, originated from Makereta, whose forefathers, namely John D. and Iowa Guarara, who came to settle in Fiji through blackbirding. And this group of women went with the flagship of the Anglican Church Women's Group, going back to the Solomon Islands to try and trace their roots. And here is a descendant of one of the brothers who were brought to Fiji, John D., as shown in the second photograph. And the third being that of John D.'s spouse, John D., the descendant of the forebear John D., originally from Solomon Islands, who is from Namosi, right here in Fiji, and their grandson being my spouse. So to me, having a talk or a discourse about the remnants of blackbirding or Girmit or Chinese trade of any talk related to those subjects will always hold an etching that is close to heart. And it is not about pain, if I am to say it, with regards to my family background, with regards to that of my children, or with regards to the children that I had served, or their families who are descendants of Girmit, Girmitya, it is not about having a separate thought altogether. It is about having a point of view that everyone's sharing something that is common, something that is not only that of pain, but it is of passion and possibilities. So that is where I am having the push, or having that cutting edge discussion that we need to reconnect, and we need to restore, not to give a notion of pain, but to have a notion of possibilities. So that is all that I have for my presentation. And I thank this presentation forecast for us, and I hope that everything will be carried on from here. There is not going to be a stop to this type of discourse. We will continue, and we will always share memories. We will always have that point of discussion where we invite the current generation of children, or our future leaders, to carry on with the talk. So those are the points that I wish to bring across for this title of presentation. And I hope that our connection of the past and that of the future is lived through in the present. Thank you.